Well, we could talk about those brilliant Sennheiser HD 490 Pro headphones. They sound amazing and I'm really looking forward to doing my first reaction video with them. It's been a while, but I'm back, this time analyzing The Cure's All I Ever Am. The Cure has released a new album. I haven't listened to any of the pre-released singles yet, and All I Ever Am apparently is the single that comes out together with the album. So let's listen to it, let's find out what we can learn songwriting wise, let's get going. Oh, that's quite interesting. Are we in the key of B minor? Is that a B minor 7? No, we are not. It sounds as though this upper structure is some kind of a 7 thing. It all sounds nice, but it's not the song. I don't know which key we're in. Oh, I understand now. We are in the key of E minor, and what we actually hear is an E minor, D, C, D movement with this drone melody. With this really nice drone melody. Interesting melodic rhythm as well, because it's this 3-3-2 figure that we've heard quite a bit in pop music. It's this. So if the beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, what we have is really cool. Very long intro. Oh, new reharm in the second repetition of the intro. Something like this, A minor G, I believe. Back to the normal one. Bass going up. Quite interesting details. They build up. It's not really a pop song because it's 1 minute and 20 into the song and it's a lyric video. We haven't seen any lyrics yet. Typical Robert Smith line. Quite interesting verse. And that's probably why they had to kind of announce that previously with that instrumental verse, because actually every progression is slightly different because of the bass movements. The main idea is a very conventional 6 minor 5-4-5 thing, also called the Maidens. If you want to know more about the Maidens, go by the songwriting course. But then in the second repetition they introduce this A minor to G thing, and then basically the bass does something different every time around. Quite interesting, and on top of that, a quite conventional and Robert Smith-like verse melody, with also pretty on-point lyrics talking about metric rhythm. I expect a pre-chorus now. Build up all the way through. What a great pre-chorus, because the pre-chorus starts on the 4 chord. This is something that a lot of people like doing, because a 4 chord tells us, okay, something's different here. And then again, with those bass movements and with this movement up, we really build towards something that is hopefully the chorus. Let's listen to pre-chorus and chorus again. Is it pre-chorus and chorus, or is it double chorus? Because the chord progression is the same. So chord progression is C, D, E minor, D with F and bass, and then I guess we do this here, E minor with G and bass, that then goes to A minor, and from A minor it's C to D. It's a build-up, more than an octave up, from C to D, and then the chorus does something I don't really know. Is it the harmonies and the vocals that kind of lifts it once more? So it's debatable. Is it a double chorus or is it a pre-chorus? I couldn't really know. But it's definitely something special. All I Am Now, and the title is All I Ever Am. A lot of instrumental sections. This fourth repetition I don't quite get. Oh, that's so long. I understand the atmosphere that they want to create, but oh. 3 minutes 49 into the song, and the second verse starts. Let's see what happens. Really cool words. That's strong, right? Again, All I Am Now. I think we must look at the lyrics to save the song a little bit. My first thoughts are that the atmosphere created is really good. It's really a great idea to have this huge bass movement to kind of build up, to paint a picture. The sections verse and pre-chorus, chorus or double chorus are also very strong. I don't understand those terribly long instrumental sections. I guess they're for the fans. Let's look at the lyrics for a sec. Alright, verse 1. I think too much of all that's gone, of how it was before my thoughts. Obsessed with choices made for sure in ignorance of history, and consequence is more and more I misremember hopelessly. So we see that this metric rhythm, this melodic rhythm is so strong. It's really, really something that punches into the listener's ear. The pre-chorus, then they call it pre-chorus, is the way love turned out every time was never quite enough. So we have got a slight variation of this metric rhythm, because suddenly we end 2 syllables earlier. Before that we had the it's always 4 unstressed syllables followed by a stressed syllable each, and then was never quite enough is 3 only, 3 pairs of those. Was never quite enough. I lose all my life like this, reflecting time and memories, and all for fear of what I'll find if I just stop and empty out my mind. So here we've got a prolongation of this line. Here we also see that the find mind rhymes is quite obvious, not so obvious in what we see in verse number 1. We are going to go back to that in a sec. Of all the ghosts and all the dreams, all I hold to and believe, that's all I ever am, is somehow never quite all I am now. So they have this all I ever am line that I was missing at the end of the chorus, one before. In terms of metric rhythm, we've got this memories, losing my life like this, and then memories, okay. What I find out my mind, pretty clear, and dreams and belief is a really, really nice loose rhyme. The verse does something quite unusual. I've never seen this. The verse has got an XXABAB rhyme. So they clearly changed the rhyming pattern from verse to chorus. They've got I think too much of all that's gone of how it was before my thoughts. Nothing to do with each other, those two lines. And then we've got obsessed with choices, made for sure, and ignorance of history, and consequence as more and more I misremember hopelessly. So sure and more definitely rhymes. History and hopelessly does so too. I believe that they are not very consequential in verse number 2. I think too much of all to come, of how it will be after I give up. I don't really know how he sings it, but I was also irritated while listening to it for the first time, because here the metric rhythm is clearly broken. My weary dance with age, shorter. And resignations move me slow toward a dark and empty stage where I can sing the world I know. So the core elements are the same, but we have got a breaking of the rule every once in a while with this of how it will be after I give up and my weary dance with age. It doesn't really fit. Maybe it's prosodic, maybe they want to say something by breaking the metric rhythm in verse number 2. Quite interesting. And then pre-chorus number 2 and chorus number 2, from what I see, is basically the same as pre-chorus number 1 and 2, and we've got this end line, and all for fear of what I'll find if I just stop. The words are powerful. They are, of course, transmitted in this Robert Smith, I don't really know how to explain it, angry preacher style. I don't know. In my opinion, it's a song that focuses too much on a rather simple instrumental atmosphere, and I would have loved a nice primary bridge, a nice verse number 3, because I think the words are really, really strong. So I already said a couple of things that we can take away from that. Let's wrap it up. Quite conventional 6 minor 5 4 5 chord progression. The Maidens. If you want to know more about the Maidens, go check out the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting available at spectreacademy.net. That then gets reharmonized as we go through the verse. A really, really interesting idea, and something that helps build up in the verse already. Then we've got this pre-chorus that basically has the same harmonies than the chorus. It was this 4 5 6 minor 5 with 3 in bass and stuff that builds up all the way, and then starts again. Super lengthy instrumental sections. It's your choice if you want to take something away from that. And kind of inconsequential metric rhythm in verse number 2, where suddenly the lines don't align anymore. This was my first reaction to The Cure's All I Ever Am. If you like this, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, to write friendly comments, to take a look at the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting available at spectreacademy.net, to email at letstalksong@gmail.com for one-on-one songwriting coaching sessions. I guess we've talked song. You can talk about those amazing Sennheiser HD 490 Pro now. Bye bye!